Hello everyone, this is Peak Entertainment and we are back again. I'm going to talk football now and really now just give congratulations to Liverpool, who were confirmed as Premier League champions yesterday for the season of 2019 and 20. This was from the result that Chelsea had beaten Manchester City 2-1, which meant that mathematically Manchester City could no longer overhaul Liverpool. So this confirmed them as champions. This, of course, ends a long 30-year wait since their last title win from 1990. And to be honest, for some time now, Liverpool have been champions elect. I mean, they have just gone on this really run of unrelenting consistency. They had that amazing run where they went something like 27 matches unbeaten. This included 18 consecutive wins, and I think overall at the time they were striving to become the team with the most unbeaten number of matches. I think their run ended on 44. This, of course, included the run from last season when they lost to Watford earlier on this year. And as an Arsenal fan, it was a bit concerning at the time because we were worried, of course, that they were going to overtake our unbeaten record, but that didn't turn out to be the case. But they just had this unbelievable consistency, unbelievable kind of discipline, both in the defence and then the midfield. And I think that was really the telling factor, because everybody will normally talk about the front three, which I'll mention in a minute, of course, but it was really that consistency in the defence. Of course, the key signing for the last 2 years really has been Virgil van Dijk, and he's just continued to go strength to strength, confirming his status as one of the best, if not the best, centre back in the world. But also, I think the midfield, very understated performances, particularly from the likes of Jordan Henderson and Fabinho and Wijnaldum. These are Milner as well. These are players that just really, for a lot of matches, they just do their job. They protect the back four. They compete in the midfield. They very competitive and persistent in winning the ball back. We all know Liverpool like to play this intense, high pressing game, and the midfield are a lot to do that. And when you've got a midfield that are very good at retaining possession and very good at handling pressure from teams that have a high volume of possession against themselves, you've always got a strong chance. If the midfield can protect the back four for as much as possible, I think it just builds a confidence and a security throughout the whole team. So that's where I think the key difference was. It was the fact that Liverpool really had like I said, a strong nucleus within their midfield that was very good at just doing the defensive, the ugly bits and elements of the job, that a lot of teams nowadays don't tend to do. It's all about the skillful passes and the kind of persistent sideways passes and retaining possession. But Liverpool had this much more of a high pressure, high octane midfield that was very physically strong as well. And of course, you have the front three, Salah, Firmino, Mane. They just continue to go from strength to strength. I think one key difference now is that it clearly is a fully functional front three. We all remember Mo Salah's breakthrough season when he scored, I think it was 42 goals, and people primarily looked at him as like the key spearhead figure. But over this season and last season, Sadio Mane has really been as crucial and as important as Salah, and really scored as many goals as he has. And Firmino as well, maybe he's not quite as prolific as the other two, but in terms of, being an aerial presence and kind of being more of a link-up play, I think he's every bit as crucial. And those three have just gone from strength to strength, without question, the best front three attacking trio within European football, without a doubt. And they've just gone from strength to strength, scoring goals consistently and being a unified threesome, meaning that if one is absent, Liverpool can still get by and win with the other two in place on here. So they really have just gone from strength to strength. And I think losing out on the league by 1 point last season really motivated them to go on and progress even more this year. Obviously, it was by 1 point. I think Man City had 98 points, Liverpool had 97. They only lost one game as well that year. So if it wasn't for City's extraordinary performance, Liverpool would have won the title last year as well. And I think that motivated them. I think when you come so close to winning the league and you don't, that kind of is an extra motivation to push on and just keep consistent, and they did. And I think obviously the winning the Champions League last season as well, that gave them an extra confidence, knowing that they can go through and win big tournaments. Again, that may have been bolstered from the fact that they lost the previous year 3-1 to Madrid as well. So when you come so close and you're consistently winning, or you're getting to semi-finals and quarter-finals, there's a natural progression. And I think ever since Klopp has taken over, there's been a natural evolution and progression, and he has done something that I think, comparative to Arsenal, haven't. He has looked at the problem areas. Primarily, it was defence. Liverpool were very similar to Arsenal in the fact that they had a very good attacking setup, but they just were weak in the back and they kept losing games they shouldn't. They were drawing games when they were winning. And Klopp, he went through and he sorted out defence. He strengthened where Liverpool were very deficient at, and it's just gone on from strength to strength. And this has really been the 5-year progression of the club, and they've just culminated now in this overall season. Despite the fact we had the break due to COVID-19, that really hasn't halted their progress. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of won already before the break. I mean, they were so clear. I think they were something like 20 odd points clear prior to the postponement of the season, and they've just gone on from strength to strength. That wasn't going to kind of deter them in any way. And I think it was really that 3-1 win at Anfield against Manchester City, which I think pulled them 9 points clear, and that kind of signified that they were going on, and really nothing was going to stop them at this point. I mean, maybe Man City had a kind of decreasing in their performance. I mean, how can you top their season from last year when they done the domestic treble? There was really no more higher point that they could have done. You're always going to get decrease in the performance, a come down from the performance when you hit such a peak. And I think maybe that's contributed to it as well, is that Liverpool have been very exceptional and Man City haven't been quite as good as what they were last season. When you contribute those two factors together, that really has been their kind of contributing factor as to why Liverpool went from strength to strength and really were champions elect a long time ago. So overall, congratulations to Liverpool. 30-year wait. Very happy for the fans, of course. Unfortunate they probably won't be able to have a team parade for a long time now. I'm sure when the kind of distancing laws lessen and hopefully the spread of the virus lessens as well, they will have some sort of big celebration with the fans, whether it's within a stadium or some sort of limited open bus parade. I'm sure they will do that in the future, and I think the fans have deserved that as well. So where can they go going forward? Well, they've got a pretty kind of young middle-aged team now. Most of the players are in their prime. They're kind of 27, 28. The front three I mentioned, they've all still got 2-3 years in their prime. They've got obviously young emergent talent, big time in Alexander-Arnold, who could really be one of the prominent players within their Liverpool team. He could be a potential captain in the future, or maybe even a potential captain of England in the future, the way that he's carrying on. Henderson still has got a couple of more years to go. Van Dijk as well will be more consistent. They may have to watch out in the next couple of years. We may eventually see a massive offer coming in from Real Madrid or Barcelona, when they need that top defender. So they'll have to keep an eye on their top players from the Spanish clubs, who will be very hungry as always to kind of try and extract the top talent away from them. So, but I think overall, if you were to ask me right now, I think they could go on and maybe retain the title next year, purely because I still think Manchester City are the strongest challengers right now. But who knows what's going to happen to Manchester City following this ban from the Champions League? Is Pep still going to be there next season? How many players are going to stay? If that 2-year ban is upheld, we know players, they look to play at the Premier European Championship. What is going to happen going forward for Manchester City? So they're going to have a lot of questions and issues going on from them, and I just don't see any other team. I don't, Leicester are really exceeding expectations right now. It'd be extraordinary if they were to step up the next level and challenge Liverpool. I can't see that. Chelsea still, Lampard, he's going to have to make a couple of more signings if he wants Chelsea to move on and progress next season. As with Man United as well, they've still got, I think, a couple of problems and a couple of issues. There's potential there, but again, they're still a long way off from it. Same as Tottenham as well. Mourinho is going to have to spend big in the summer. He's got the talented players there, but again, how many of them are going to stay? And some of their performing players haven't quite been at the same level as they were under Pochettino. And I don't even want to throw Arsenal in this discussion. There's just no point. Arsenal, their main target is really just to get back in the top 4. So I wouldn't even refer to Arsenal and any potential challenge for Liverpool next season. So yeah, at this moment in time, I can really see Liverpool going strength to strength and retaining the Championship next year. But we never know what will happen next season. How it will affect from bouncing back from the long delay, and we don't know what adjustments will be made to the season going on ahead. So a lot of questions and issues going ahead for the next season. But right now, just to say congratulations to Liverpool. Well deserved, ending a 30-year wait. Very happy for their fans and their supporters alike on there. Very happy for Klopp, who's really, projected and transcended a high energy and a high charisma within his team, and a high personality, which is very infectious. And that's why I think there's such an energy and a strength within the team. So those are my thoughts on Liverpool's title win. Congratulations to them, and all the best for the season remaining. Whether they accumulate a points record or not, I don't think it really matters. Once you win the title, anything else is a bonus at this stage. And I still believe, I think they're in the FA Cup, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh no, actually they're not in the FA Cup actually, so it's kind of like the season is over now, so it will be interesting to see what happens going forward for them. But those are my thoughts for now on Liverpool's title win for the 2019-20 season. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, as a Liverpool supporter, you're going to be very happy with this, but a supporter of any other of the top 5 or top 6 clubs, what do you think will happen? Do you think your own club can challenge Liverpool going forward for the next season? Or do you think they will kind of retain the season going ahead next season? And Manchester City, do you think there'll be a bit of a decline following this Champions League ban? But those are my thoughts for now on Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Take care of yourselves, stay at safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.